Welcome to Two Seats, One Brain. I'm Jay.
And I'm Em. And we're a cozy queer talk show disguised as a late night radio show. And we actually have a couple different segments that we're going to do. So let's dive into like a little description of each one and then we'll get into tonight's episode.
Yeah, that sounds good. This is our first official show that we're recording right now. So
Yes.
I think going over a little overview is a great idea.
Yeah. So I'll start with our open air sessions. This is super fun because this is us just ranting essentially about a recent, relevant topic or something of interest. And so essentially we'll just kind of approach it with like a smart, relaxed couch talk where we just talk it out.
So then we also have our deep dive sessions, which is a little bit of a deeper version of that, where one of us is going to take a topic, heavily research it, and then bring it to the other person to teach them.
Yeah, which will be like a super fun way to really cement it into our own brains. And that's like a great way to like make sure that you teach yourself something as well, so if you can teach someone else.
Right.
Yeah. And then we also have our hi-fi news, which is our like little Hope Core news corner, just to bring a little happiness.
Much needed.
Hope. Yes, much needed.
And then we also have our real frequencies, which is a spinoff of something that we did together anyway, which we called Film Club, where we would watch a movie and then watch a YouTube analysis or deep dive and just kind of explore that. So we thought that would be a fun thing to do on air.
Yeah, I'm super excited to do that. And then we also have our listener session, which is what we're doing tonight, which is kind of like a take on old school radio call-ins where listeners to radio stations would call in and ask for advice. And instead, we'll be reading stories from different Reddit communities.
Yeah. But hopefully in the future, we could get like actual listener stories.
Yes, that would be so amazing if we could have people send in like, what they're dealing with and asking us for advice. That would be like, my dream. So fun.
Amazing.
Yes. But until then, we'll dive into different relationships in Reddit tonight. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, tonight's theme is actually straight relationships, particularly where the man is either on the fence or in the wrong. We just thought that would be a funny topic to start with because we're two women in a relationship and we've both been in relationships with men, and we thought it'd be kind of fun to comment on that sort of thing.
We have lived it on both sides,
yeah.
And it's an interesting perspective to have. And so, we love to pick apart a lot of times these straight relationships with these dynamics that we've experienced before and just kind of understanding what that's like.
Yeah, and also like encouraging women to know their worth and to, if they hear these things and hear people talking about it, hopefully they'll realize it's not normal to be treated this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring awareness.
Yeah, bring awareness.
Well,
do you want to about it?
Yeah. Do you want to kick us off with our first listener story?
Yeah, you're gonna crack up because you're gonna get it. But this listener tonight is calling from the relationships Reddit. My boyfriend, 30 male, rarely gives me, 30 female, compliments. Okay, I know the title sounds ridiculous, but I've been struggling recently with my boyfriend and him not giving me compliments. We've been together for almost 11 months now. We've discussed our love languages, and I even recently reinforced that words of affirmation are important to me, and I like hearing them. I really try to practice what I preach, so I'll make sure to give him compliments every now and then. You look so handsome, you're so sweet, that shirt looks really good on you, etc. I want to add that I'm not trying to fish for compliments or validation, but it's nice to hear from your partner how attracted they are to you. Our life and intimacy is great, but I just wish he would verbalize those compliments more. To add, I recently saw a TikTok that made me question all of this, although it was brewing before that. The TikTok talked about how a man can like you but not truly love you, and one of the things was not saying often all the things that they love about you. I feel weird telling him to tell me I'm beautiful more often and just wish it's not something I have to specifically ask for. I know it's probably going to come down to having the conversation, and I do think he doesn't have as much experience with it and verbalizing those things. He said he was trying to get better at using words of affirmation, and I'm trying to be patient, but I do feel like he needs guidance. Is this worth bringing up in conversation, or should I try to be more patient and understand he's showing he loves me in other ways? TLDR, I want my boyfriend to give me more compliments and words of affirmation and don't know how to bring it up in conversation or if it's worth it.
Is this the one that you said was personal to you?
This one is the one that is personal and therefore triggering to me. So I have lots of opinions about it.
I thought so when you read the title.
Yeah. It's definitely something I've experienced, and it's deeply frustrating to me. And I'll tell you, like, straight out of the gate, I am so over love languages and this conversation around learning someone's love language and them not knowing how to speak to you in your love language. And it's just like, it feels like such a deflection, such a way of like picking apart relationships, and I genuinely just do not think it needs to be that complicated.
Yeah, I think it should be used as a tool, not like a hard rule. Like, I think there's some weight in it for sure to like help have language around that sort of thing and be like, oh, like this is more important to me or whatever. But I think people do kind of use it as a cop out a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense for her to use it to say like, hey, I like learned that my love language is words of affirmation, so I would like you to say more compliments. Then he takes that information. He doesn't get to flip it around and say, oh, well, my love language is that I just like to like spend time with you. And it's like, okay, so you just never get to give me compliments? Like, you never are going to try to like, I don't know. It's like, it's simple as like, I'm asking for it. Do you love me or do you not? Like, yeah, like, just do it.
It should be used as a tool to bond, not to be shut down. Like, oh, like you like physical touch. That's great. I'll try to incorporate that more to make you feel loved. Not, well, that's not my love language. So exactly. Like, I can't do that for you, because it's like, it's just, she's just asking for a compliment.
Right.
It's not something that he has to change about himself or anything.
It's just effort, babe. And it's like, they clearly don't want to give it.
Yeah. So verdict, break up.
Sorry.
I fear we're going to say that a lot tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be a theme, but we'll do our best.
Okay, so I have our second caller here calling in from relationship advice. My 26 female boyfriend, 36 male, has started acting distant and ghosting me after meeting my parents, 49 male and 50 female, last week. How do I reach out to him? My boyfriend, Derek, fake name, and I met through mutual friends 6 months ago, and we immediately hit it off. He is sweet, funny, kind, and just generally a good guy. He is super extroverted, and I have never seen him dislike or not click with anyone. I mentioned him to my parents a couple times, and they said they were excited to meet him. My parents live a road trip away, so me and Derek had to book a hotel nearby. About 2 weeks ago, we dropped all of our stuff in a hotel and arrived at my parents' house. My parents are the most welcoming people you'll ever meet. They have met some of my past significant others in the past and have always been warm and kind. Since both my parents and Derek are charismatic and welcoming, I thought that dinner would go smoothly, but I was wrong. It didn't start off too bad. My parents and Derek seemed a bit awkward, but I assumed he was just nervous. We sat down for dinner and my parents asked us a couple questions. How did we meet? How serious is the relationship? Etc., etc. I've never seen Derek stutter or hesitate before this dinner, but he did. As soon as I finished eating, he thanked my parents for dinner and said we had to go. It felt like he was rushing to get out of the house. When we got to the hotel room, he ran to the bathroom and I heard him throw up. He said he felt sick and he was going to head back home, but he insisted I stayed and enjoyed the rest of the trip without him. I agreed since I missed my parents, and he seemed to want to be alone. I texted him a couple times asking how he was doing / if he felt better, but he didn't reply. After 2 days passed, I started to get really worried that maybe he was really sick and had to go to the hospital or something. So I cut the trip short and I headed back home. I went to his apartment and saw he was okay. I asked him how he was doing and why he wasn't replying, and he said he felt fine and that I was overreacting. He told me he still felt sick and he wanted to be alone. I went back home and texted him asking if I did anything wrong and if our relationship was okay since he was acting so weird and cold. A week has gone by since the text message and he has not replied. Derek is the last person I'd expect to ghost me. I'm torn between wanting to give him space and wanting answers. How do I even reach out to him without pushing him further away? TLDR, took my boyfriend to meet my parents. It was super awkward. He got sick and went home early and has been ghosting me ever since. What do you think?
Well,
what's your first reaction to this?
At first, I assumed that it was the age difference was weird. I mean, I know he's like technically closer to the daughter's age than the parents' age, but he is like smack dab in the middle.
He is. Do you want to hear the consensus from the comments?
Oh, yes.
they're thinking it's either that Derek had an intimate relationship with both parents or maybe just the dad.
Oh my God.
And that age difference is kind of interesting. Like, she's 26, he's 36, and then her parents are 49 and 50. Because the throwing up.
The throwing up. That's the weirdest part of the story, for sure. That definitely threw me off. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I just assumed he was also, like, panicking. It felt too serious, like,
right,
meeting the parents. But the throwing up is weird.
It's super weird.
And then the not being able to talk to her, it's like you can't face. Okay, yeah. What do you think she should do then?
Gosh, I would ask her, like, I would go to my parents. Like, I probably would have already gone to my parents and been like, hey, I felt like the vibes were a little bit weird with Derek, and now he's not talking to me anymore. Is there something you want to tell me?
I do not think, I would never, I mean, obviously, like, my parents are different. I don't know.
Well, okay, yeah, maybe I wouldn't. But I would have to know.
I know, but I wouldn't even think to ask my parents.
I mean, if you picked up that your parents were acting weird, though, you wouldn't ask.
It's, like, too hard for me to relate to that.
I know. I don't know. On one hand, I'm like, yeah, ask your parents. But I'm just thinking, like, because I want information. But in theory, I don't know if I would want to know from them. I would probably, if I was her, I would probably just ask him to explain and be like, look, you never have to speak to me ever again if you don't want to, but you need to tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I would definitely say something to the effect of, like, I don't care if you want to break up with me, like, that's totally fine, but spill the tea and tell me why. That's, like, the most infuriating thing.
But if it is something like maybe he has an intimate relationship with her dad or something, then
it's not his place. He probably feels like it's not his place.
Yeah, like if he tells her he is indirectly the cause of her parents getting a divorce or whatever. But I mean, obviously it wouldn't be his fault. It's just he probably doesn't want the responsibility.
Yeah, or maybe it's literally like they were having a good time. Like maybe it wasn't even like about cheating, or it's just like too weird.
Fine.
Like maybe they're just open swingers or whatever that, you would call that. And it's like, that would be cool. But like, yeah, then he would feel weird and wouldn't want to tell her that. And then that ruins their relationship. I mean, he needs to just break up with her. Like
properly.
Tell her, like, people we despise avoidant people, even though I've been very avoidant in my life. Yeah, but now I would never do that. 36 years old? Oh my God, I hope I wouldn't do that.
Just tell her.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't want to go into the detail, like, tell her you don't want to be together. Like, the ghosting is weird.
The ghosting is so weird.
I will say, like, I don't think he's, like, super wrong in this situation. There's obviously some weird stuff. I don't think he's, like, wrong for not wanting to be in a relationship. Just, like, we don't know what it is, but he's, like, entitled to not be in a relationship with her if he doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
I do think the communication is not good, though. He's not communicating well.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know. I don't, like, care about, like, 10-year age gaps isn't, like, a huge deal, but
no,
it is hard for me to think of myself at 26 and then think of a 36-year-old man. I just find that strange. And then for him to be, like, careless with her feelings, like, she's like, did I do something wrong? Like, and it's like, because she's young and hasn't learned that, like, people just suck and not everything is about, like, you doing something wrong. But I'm annoyed that he's, like, this person in her life who should be more emotionally, like, mature. Like, I don't know, should be, but
I do feel like there's nothing wrong with the 10-year age gap, but at the same time, when people are in their 20s, the age gaps get dicey because, like you said, there's, like, a 36-year-old and a 46-year-old, probably not a huge difference, but a 26-year-old and a 36-year-old
feels huge. Feels weird.
Yeah, it just feels like he's in such a different place in life.
Yeah, I don't know,
or he should be.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we all take our own time doing things, but I just, like, don't rope other people into it. I mean, I guess I'm like personally triggered probably, but it is what it is. All right.
I guess, like, we don't have to tell her to break up with him because he already broke up with her.
Yeah, verdict is, I think that you should confront him and tell him to break up with you.
And then go to your parents' house and see if there's any upside down pineapples anywhere.
Yeah, and don't judge them. Just keep an open mind.
Right.
Let them have their fun. Hi, Angel.
Oh, teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
Do you want to move on to our next listener? Yours?
Yes, I'm excited. Let's do it. Our next listener is calling in from the relationships Reddit. I think I want to leave my partner of 15 years, but I'm scared to death of doing it. I, 39 female, have been in a relationship with my partner, 50 male, for 15 years. I don't think I want to be with him anymore. The last year has been tough. He gave up his job to try to turn his passion into a career. We have been living off of my salary for that time. I make enough money for us to live well on one income, and to begin with, I was supportive. Over the past year, I have watched him put little effort into his attempt to build a new career. He gets up late in the day, goes to the gym, enjoys long walks. If he does any work, it begins mid-afternoon. He hasn't made any effort to advertise his business. All the while, I am working. I get up early to get to the gym before work a full day, and finish late. I have a global role across multiple time zones. I feel like he is coasting on my income, and I'm beginning to feel taken advantage of. He loves his passion project, but I regret supporting it. I didn't sign up to support another adult, and I'm beginning to resent his lifestyle. I feel like he is less of someone working to start a business and more of someone who retired early on my income. I am lonely. He spends every evening in the garage. He has a TV and couch in there. And I spend evenings alone. We eat separately, we go to bed separately, I wake up before him. At the same time, we haven't had sex in 10 years.
10 years?
10 years.
I thought you were going to say like 10 months and I was still going to be horrified.
No, mind you, she's 39, right? She's 39, so she hasn't had
sex in her 30s.
Unless she's cheated on this man or they had an open relationship at some point. So, on top of this, we haven't had sex in 10 years. There were some mental health issues at the beginning of our relationship, killing our sex life, and we never got it back. I am hitting 40. I have a career I am proud of and I worked hard for. My company offered me the opportunity to work abroad, which I turned down as it didn't work for him.
Girl.
I don't want to marry him as I fear having to support him financially if we break up. You're already supporting him. We have a house, share our bank accounts, including a lot of savings, all from me. I want to leave. I want to live by myself. I want to only worry about myself. I want to travel. I want to take up that opportunity to work abroad. I want at the same time. He is a good person. He loves and supports me so much. I wish sometimes he were so it would be easier, but he is the kindest person. My family loves him. All our friends are his friends, and I have no support network. We still laugh and have fun, but that isn't enough anymore. I'm scared to death of leaving. I cannot bear the thought of what it means to separate, selling the house, fighting over bank accounts. I worry I will miss him, and I'm scared of what he will do without me. He has no job, no career, no income. I am scared for his future if I were to leave. I just don't know what to do. I feel lost.
Wow. I'm dying to know what the business he has is. I know what it doesn't say, but like I'm just curious what it is.
I know. And I totally relate to her wishing he was a bad person. Mm-hmm. And it would make it easier.
Because that does make it harder when, like, I think a lot of people struggle with that like, he didn't do anything, but
it's the apathy.
There's no passion, yeah.
Yeah, the apathy is something that's egregious in a relationship. That's sad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it sucks that whomever had mental health issues and it affected their libido. That sucks.
That does. And she should bring up these issues to him instead of quietly resenting. But the fact that he doesn't realize anything's wrong is crazy.
Well, I mean, unless you've decided that sex isn't a part of your relationship that you both decided you don't need, it's very strange to have a romantic relationship that you just don't have any physical intimacy.
Right.
And you don't talk about it, and then you don't spend time together.
Yeah, you can't just ghost your relationship in that department.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Like you said, unless there's a reason or it's been agreed or whatever.
Right. So I love this one because I was like relieved to hear oftentimes when you hear these stories, it's women who are abused, whether that be fiscally, like financially abused, and they literally can't get out of these situations. And I'm like, oh God, it's just one decision. She's one decision away from freedom. I mean, sure, it sucks that they would have to sell the house and whatnot, but if she has savings, I would just be like, all right, boo, here's a little nest egg.
Yeah.
Pop off. Go get your career back on.
And she could give him a time limit, like, hey, you have 6 months to get a job, and then I'm gonna leave you. I mean, that sucks, but
no. But why do straight couples do this thing where they want to stay together in relationships for years on end, unhappy, not comfortable in their own home, and in their fear is this breakup where this split up would have to happen? What if, mind blowing, what if you just had a cordial breakup and you said, hey, like you said, I'm not kicking you out. You have 6 months, but let's just keep living our separate lives. I'm going to go have sex.
Right.
We'll split up the bank accounts, fairly, or I don't know, whatever she deems appropriate. And I don't know. I feel like that would be like a sick deal. Like, why are you tiptoeing around this? Like, how are people okay with just not having conversations?
I never understand that, because I feel like all these Reddit stories are basically like half of the time the answers are, hey, have you talked to your partner about this?
Yeah, literally. And they're like, nah, haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, like, have you told him, hey, like, we haven't been intimate in 10 years. Like, I don't feel like you're taking your job seriously. Like, I don't feel comfortable being the only provider. Like, I want more passion. Like, you gotta, closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, babe, you gotta bring it up. But I will say, like, we just had this conversation too, where, you're told, like, the truth will set you free. And we're like, the truth doesn't set us free. It doesn't set us free at all, because what happens when you tell the truth, people just don't listen. They, like, literally don't care. And so, yes, I think it would be great for her to have this conversation and speak her truth. I don't necessarily think that'll fix it. It's like a long journey to fixing it. So I feel like, yeah, like, the only thing for you to do at this point is just break up.
Yeah, I feel like the conversation is step one, but if this person doesn't realize that, like, what he's doing isn't okay, then yeah, you're right. A conversation probably isn't going to get anywhere.
I don't know. It just, to me, like, it would be hard for me to want to work on a relationship where I brought up, hey, doesn't this suck? And they were like, oh, yeah, I mean, I guess. What do you want? You want me to spend more time with you and work on my business? Oh, okay. Like, no, I think it needs to be like, we both know this isn't working, right? Let's be honest with each other. And maybe if he was like, yes, I'm so glad you brought it up, like, I want to work on intimacy again, that would be a different story.
Right.
But
we know how that goes.
That likely won't happen.
Right.
So the verdict,
break up.
Please have sex in your 40s. Please.
Right.
That's a killer decade, I hear, for women.
True.
And I'm really excited.
And, like, it doesn't, like we said, it doesn't have to be messy. Like, you can, it doesn't have to be that he's a terrible guy and that you try to, like, screw him over. Like,
yeah. You don't have to be, like, mad at him to break up with him. You can just be disappointed.
Yeah,
or unhappy.
Right, because if you truly love him too, then, like, he deserves to be with someone that loves him and
doesn't resent him. And yeah, for sure.
Break up.
All right, verdict 3, break up.
So our next caller is from the relationship advice subreddit. My 23 female. Pay attention to the ages.
Okay.
My 23 female boyfriend, 34 male, let his children's mother move in with him. He has young kids from a previous relationship and let their mother move into his house a couple of weeks ago, saying that she had nowhere else to go and wanting her back in the kids' lives. For reference, she hasn't seen the kids in over 2 years because of her alcoholism. I don't live with him, and I'm also not able to go to his house anymore because she's always there, and it would cause huge drama. He snuck out of his house last night to come see me, and we'd only been together for a few minutes before she called him 4 times in a row, screaming at him to come back to the house or she was going to throw his stuff on the lawn. Parentheses. She knows about me and knew where he was at. He promptly left me to go back to the house and fight with her. It's obvious she wants to get back together with him and is jealous. He claims that he hates her guts and that he would never cheat or do anything with her. She cheated on him, which is why they broke up. However, I am extremely skeptical of any living situation where a man and woman similar in age are together, separate bedrooms or not, especially when it's your ex, for crying out loud. It's unacceptable to me, and I tried to break up with him over it, but he begged me to say, be honest, is there any chance they're... I'm sorry. Be honest, is there any chance they're not having... You want to hear the edit?
Yeah.
Thank you all for talking sense into me. I just broke up with him. He didn't even try to fight me on it this time.
that makes me sad for her. But I ultimately happy, of course. Oh my God. I mean, this is such like low-hanging fruit here. Obviously, there's so many things I hate about this that I could say.
Yeah.
But I am so allergic to messy people like that.
I know.
That annoys me so much because you just want chaos. You invite chaos into your life.
Yeah, like if you want to be messy and, you know, in half a relationship with your ex, like why drag someone else into it?
Why, especially a 24-year-old girl? Like, you have kids. Like, can you please like grow an empathetic part of your brain? Please just like try really hard to like create a new neural pathway that allows you to think about how someone else is going to feel when you treat them like this. Like,
yeah,
34-year-old man, like I'm just so over. I have zero patience, zero empathy.
So yeah, that one was a little bit more straightforward, but I just thought it was like a classic.
No, yeah, it is a classic, and I don't know, it's important to read these stories and like be reminded of like what people put up with. And yes, that story sounds ridiculous and that's obvious, but these type of toxic like cycles like are so insidious, and a lot of times like they're not that obvious. Like you read that out loud and everyone's like, girl, come on. But then so many women come on here with similar stories that are just less obvious versions of that same like toxic, messy, just disregard for this person and their emotions. And we aren't able to call it out as easily. So we have to sharpen this muscle, you know?
Yeah, because when you're in the relationship, you're trying to be the cool girl. Like you're trying not to like, you're trying to be understanding and be like, oh, well, I love him and he's well-meaning. And it's just like, she's going to look back on this and be like, what was I thinking?
Literally. We all have those moments. So fair enough. It's a rite of passage, right?
Right. And I think we each have one more, right? So do you want to read your last one?
Let's do it. Okay. So this listener is calling in from the relationships Reddit. Classic. My 26 female boyfriend, 27 male, went through my phone while I was asleep. We've been together for 6 months. Everything has been so great. We're extremely close. We spend almost every single day together and have an amazing connection/relationship. It's the best relationship and connection I've ever experienced. This past week, I've been mentally and physically drained. I just got done being chronically ill for 3 months with 3 surgeries for it, 2 months of panic attacks every single night, a roommates from literal hell situation, a fallout with my dad, medical bills galore, and trying to get back into bodybuilding after being sick, which has taken an extreme toll on my physical health. The past week, it all finally hit me. I've needed lots of rest and lots of sleep. Especially because tomorrow I go in for the 3rd surgery finally, and the closer it's gotten, the more stressed I've been. Last night, he went through my phone. He says it's because I'd been off. I did tell him a while ago he could look at it if he ever wanted to. This, of course, was under the assumption that he'd ask me and make sure I was conscious. I would have never gave permission to look at texts before we dated, as it's none of his business. But he ended up looking all the way back at relationships, hookups I had, dating all the way back to 2017. I've dated so many people since. I've had a good amount of since. A lot of the things he saw were very explicit. He saw shit where I have cheated out of context. I cheated to get back at being cheated on. Childish, I know, but I learned from it. And so many things out of context that I've had to explain. He made a whole huge deal about it initially, and it took him half a day to admit that he was wrong and he was sorry. Now he's struggling immensely seeing everything and saying he needs a therapist to be able to get over it all. Honestly, I'm not even sure what to think. I have only gone through a man's phone once, back in 2021, after the fact I'd been cheated on and he was already caught. I'd never do it again. I don't think it's my right. But he had genuinely no reason to do this, and that's what's really getting me. I've never cheated on him, and I've never even micro-cheated, and I never would. He owned up to what he did and apologized, but now I feel like it's going to be a huge deal within the relationship. I have seen a future with him fully. He's who I've wanted to marry, and quite honestly, I'm in shock that this even happened. I didn't think he'd be the type. My trust and privacy was breached. I feel it has drained the relationship for both of us. Is it possible to be able to work through something like this? How can I even move past this? Edit. He said he was looking to see if my dad had said something causing me to want to leave him. and that I wasn't opening up about anything, so he wanted to look for himself and thought it was okay because I had said he could. I told him the full truth as to why I was out of it and tired. He just said, I guess he thought I was lying. Long story short, my dad doesn't like anybody I date. It's a him issue, truly. I moved out, and that's why we had a fallout. He also read our texts and was upset I didn't come to him about my dad. You know, the things he said to me. I have gone to him, just not with the specifics, because I don't like getting into that stuff in detail. TLDR, my boyfriend went through my phone while I was asleep for no good reason. I've given him permission in the past, but he went back years to 2017 and found explicit texts between past exes and hookups. He's having a hard time with what he saw, and I don't know how to move past with the breach of privacy and trust.
Well, girl, it's only been 6 months, so you already know what I'm about to say.
Bye.
Like,
Yeah.
There's just no coming back from that.
There's 6 months.
Yeah.
And you've been chronically ill. You spend every day together, and he's accusing you of cheating because there's no reason he should go into your phone to see if your dad sent you texts about to break up. Like, why wouldn't he just ask you?
That's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if he's already doing weird stuff and, she's obviously been going through a lot, and it's just like, is this the person that you want to have in your life? Like, he can't even be there for you during a tough time. He's like actively making things harder for you during a tough time. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I
agree. Totally. And this happens with women a lot. Like, they don't get the empathy. Like, he should be like
doting on her.
Like, you guys are like, where's the honeymoon phase, babe? Like,
right.
Like, you're sick and this is a new relationship and there's no like spark. I mean, like, he's just like looking through your, I mean, there is a spark, I guess. There's some sort of passion there if there's like, he's looking through your phone while you're asleep, but that's weird. And I'm sorry. Like, I don't think there's ever a reason to go through someone's phone that's like appropriate.
Yeah, like if you have to do that, there's no trust there.
Yeah, just like don't bother.
Yeah. Like, we look at each other's phones for like different things, like, oh, I'm gonna change the music and stuff, and it's like, it's not that we can't touch each other's phones, it's just like, I'm not gonna look through your messages.
Right. That would be, I would be like, what?
Yeah.
Why? Like, that would just be weird. But you have full access to my phone. You can look at anything. Like, we do that all the time with each other. Yeah. Like, oh, let me pull it. Oh, can I search something?
Yeah, like for convenience.
Yeah, for convenience. So if there was a weird reaction, and if I was like, oh, can I search something? And you were like, what? No.
Right.
Then that would be like, I would be like, well, what's going on? But then we would just have a conversation. I don't have to go digging through your phone.
Right.
And if you're not going to tell me, then that's a whole nother issue. Like, it's just going through the phone. What does that solve? What does that solve, babe?
Yeah.
What does that solve? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
We've talked about this before, that we fully believe, like, if you're having that deep of problems that early, you're probably just not compatible. Like,
you're not compatible, or like one of you isn't trusting enough and ready for a relationship.
Yeah, not in a good enough place.
Yeah. And that sucks. Of course we have empathy for that, but like, stop trying to be in relationships when you're not ready. Like, I'm over it.
Yeah, don't like make it someone else's problem that you like haven't healed.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
Like, we all are like some version of unhealed in a way, but
different stages.
Yeah, of course. Like, nobody's perfect. Like, I don't think you have to be like enlightened to be in a relationship, obviously, but it's just like, if your trust issues are so bad that you have to like go through your girlfriend's phone while she's under anesthesia, like, you should probably like seek therapy or something.
Right. She was asleep.
Oh. I don't know why.
But yeah,
the surgery was the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like picturing her being like, and like him going through her phone while she's like knocked out.
Yeah, that would be extra weird.
But that's even worse, because it's like, well, are you sleeping next to this person every night? It's not like he took this like one opportunity to do it. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Very strange. Verdict?
Break up. All right, so then we have our last one. I was excited to come across this one because it discusses a topic that you and I have discussed before.
Ooh, let's get into it.
Also from r/relationship advice. I, 34 female, don't know what to do after my husband, 32 male, kissed his work wife. I knew you'd get it. Okay. My husband, 32 male, and I, 34 female, have been married for 6 years, and we have a son. For the most part, we have the kind of marriage that I assume lots of people have. There are good times and less good times. No, this is what we're talking about normalizing it. For the last 4 years or so, we have both just been really busy. We both have busy jobs. We have been renovating our house, and most of our time is spent parenting. It's neither of our faults exactly, but we just never have time for each other. We haven't gone on a real date in years, and I can't remember the last time we were intimate. I think that's the...
Oh, can't remember?
Can't remember.
Okay.
I think that's part of why I was so heartbroken when my husband came home from work late one day recently and told me that he had kissed a woman he works with. He told me that they had both had a momentary lapse in judgment and that he was really sorry. He told me it was with this girl that I've met several times and I always called his work wife because they talk to each other so often. It obviously effing sucks in every way possible, and I yelled at him, and he promised to distance himself from the woman and not talk to her. When it happened, I told him we were done and that I wouldn't stay married to a cheater, but now I just don't know. I hate him so much right now, but I also just can't imagine going forward in my life without him. Eventually, I'll make my own decision, but I'd love to hear if you guys have any advice. TLDR, my husband kissed a woman he works with. I'm trying to figure out what to do next. What are your thoughts? We're laughing because we've talked about this work wife, work husband thing extensively, and we don't think it's appropriate.
Yeah. No, I think it's like really inappropriate. I don't know. We have a very like special relationship and marriage, and I realize that we're very lucky. And I try not to judge other people, but inevitably I do because you know what? Honestly, maybe this is a different take than what you're expecting. I'm mad at her too. I'm mad at this whole thing. I'm mad at both of them for like letting their relationship like just fall by the wayside and not putting any intention or effort into it and just watching it kind of fall into the abyss. And I have a kind of curiosity about the fact that he told her. Part of me has like this empathy that like, oh gosh, is this him? Like, is this a cry for help? Is this him saying like, I felt this passion with someone else? Like, what's going on? Like, and it's, you know, obviously misguided attempt at reconnecting. Or is he just like so weak and cowardly he couldn't sit with what he did for 1 second and he had to rush home and tell her? Because this has been my experience with men is they either cut off empathy, or like they don't feel bad for what they did, or they feel so overwhelmingly bad they can't even handle the emotions of it, and they just immediately like break down and apologize and word vomit everything to you, even though it would be kinder for them to keep some details.
They want you to lift the burden off of them.
Yeah. And so I don't know if that's what he's doing, or if he's like, because why would he tell her? What do you think?
I don't know. I think both of those takes are possible.
Yeah.
I think it is interesting though, because it's not like, you know, we as human beings have these feelings inside of us and they don't just turn off because you're in a dead relationship. So it's like, if you're not, the grass is green where you water it. And so if you're not watering it, it's going to grow somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like,
he's spending time with this woman at work because unfortunately we spend way too much time at work. Every human being must work like 40 hours a week or more.
And this is why we on this topic as well, we've talked about it being important that couples have like some shared hobbies, because like you always hear the opposite, like it's so important to have separate hobbies and all this, and that's fine, that's totally valid as well, but you can't have just separate hobbies, because then what happens is they fall in love with their pickleball partner. Like you have to have some
or
shared
their work
hobbies.
Wife.
Yeah, or their work wife. Like you and I worked in a similar field, like it helped us to bond. Like we would have never called someone our work wife. Like
I can't. That's what I was saying about our relationship. Like I can't conceptualize these sorts of habits. Like I wouldn't. It just wouldn't happen. So I'm like disappointed in both of them for letting it get to that place. And I feel like it is so sad when a relationship loses that element of trust. Of course, like I by no means think that someone is like once a cheater, always a cheater. I think that's like the dumbest thing that you can, just such a generalization, way to brand someone for life. It's so silly. Like cheating is never that simple. There's so much, there's such a complexity to it, right? But that being said, I don't know how relationships get past it, because I have personally obviously been cheated on, like who hasn't? And it's just like, I never felt safe with that person ever.
Yeah, it's like
after
you see
that
them
happened.
differently.
I tried to forgive because that's what you're taught to do, and every woman has been cheated on, so that's another thing that's normalized, that we're all just, oh yeah, but he said he'll never do it again. He deleted his Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. They kissed. He immediately told her. Do you think that they can move on from this?
It's best case scenario versus like something that was uncovered without his...
Yeah. I mean
no. Maybe. I personally wouldn't want to.
I couldn't. I don't think.
Our relationship hasn't been tainted by anything. It has been, there's been no like games, no like miscommunication and like breaking hearts of any kind. Like, we've just been nothing but loving to each other. And so I'm a little bit spoiled now that I know that that's possible. I want that for everyone. Like,
yeah, the no games was really like refreshing. I think that was something that like really stood out to both of us when we first started dating.
Yeah. And it was just easy, and like I have complete trust. Like, feeling the trust that I feel with you, it is like insane. Not to like be like mushy gushy. I'm just saying, like, this
mushy gushy.
this is just like what like you should experience with someone, and people not experiencing that like is heartbreaking to me. And she's like, what should I do? Like, I don't mean to like tell someone to like give up. I am not the type of person to tell someone to give up. I think you should stick with a lot of things, but relationships I just don't think are one of them. I think people will treat you how they want to treat you, and if they're not treating you well, move on.
Yeah.
Stop trying to teach people how to treat you. It's exhausting, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, maybe that's like a jaded view.
No, I think like there's an extent, like there's communication. Like, you can talk about, like, we talk about love languages in the past. You can enter in the past listener stories, and you know, you can be like, oh, I really like to be loved this way, to give your partner insight. But if you have to teach someone to not kiss a coworker, then I don't really know what to do about that. No, it feels like a lot of relationships are just people who are being roommates together, because it's hard to be single in this economy.
Yeah, in this economy, it is not a luxury, and I totally recognize that. Like, we've all been there where we are financially in a hard spot, and that prevents you from breaking up. And you should ask yourself, if I had all the money in the world, if I inherited $1 million right now, whatever, would I break up with this person? If the answer is yes, leave. Please leave. Find a way.
Short.
Life is way too short. Like, your life can be so much better based on the environment that you put yourself in and the people you surround yourself with. That can determine everything.
It kind of is everything.
It is everything.
You know?
Crazy. So, verdict?
Break up.
Break up. Leave him.
For both of their sakes. It sounds like he's not happy either.
Yeah, exactly. You deserve to be with someone that you're excited to be with. Like, let him be with his work wife.
Yeah.
Which they won't, because that obviously didn't start from a beautiful place, so they shouldn't be together. But, like, just do your thing.
The girl that he told her not to worry about.
Yeah. Classic. Have fun with that.
Very classic. Right. All right. I think that's all of our stories for tonight. So thanks for tuning in tonight, guys.
Yeah, it's been fun. And if you have any stories and you need advice, DM us.
Yeah.
We would love to read your stories.
Yeah, but this is our first listener session and our first show for 2 Seats, 1 Brain. I think our next show we're going to do an open air session, so we're excited.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.